I recently saw a company spend $50K on a beautiful marketing campaign that generated 0 sales. Their HubSpot implementation was flawless, and yet they still failed. There is this silent killer destroying marketing campaigns that even the best technology cannot fix. Today, I'll reveal what the silent killer is and how to be sure it doesn't sabotage your next campaign. My name is Jasper. I'm a certified HubSpot consultant. Welcome back to 5 Minute Friday. You know what the silent killer is? It's the gap between what your marketing says and the actual service or product that gets delivered to your customers. I'll share some common examples of things that I see quite often. First of all, marketing promises quick response times, yet it takes your sales team a couple of days to follow up. Or ads highlight really nice features that are buried in those premium tiers that you offer. Then, of course, we have content that suggests expertise that your service team just can't deliver on. And last but not least, we have messaging that emphasizes values that your company doesn't really embody. No amount of automation can fix this disconnect between promises and reality. Now, why can't technology not fix this issue? I'll stick to HubSpot since that's what I know and do. And HubSpot has some capabilities but also limitations. It can deliver consistent messaging across channels, and it can make that easy. It can automate follow-ups and workflows. It can also track engagement and conversions. But it cannot fix core product or service issues. It also can't make up for an untrained team, and it cannot create alignment where there is none. HubSpot is a really powerful tool. It's an amplifier. It amplifies your strengths, but also your weaknesses. And this is something that you really need to keep in mind. And by the way, it's not just HubSpot doing this. This is also something about marketing in general. It will always amplify whatever your business is doing. Now, how do you go about identifying these expectation gaps? First of all, you need to learn to spot the warning signs. If you have a lot of leads that engage but never convert, that's one of them. Another one is if you have high initial interest but low repeat business. If there's a consistent drop-off at specific stages in the funnel, you're probably also having an issue. And if the feedback you get doesn't really match your messaging, something's definitely off. There are some practical things that you can do to audit this process. First of all, you can review all of your customer-facing promises. Next, you can also do some secret shopping in your own business. You can track the gap between marketing promises and actual delivery, and you can analyze your customer complaints for any patterns. The difference between what you say and what your company actually does is costing your company a lot of money every single day. So it's really important that you try to figure this out and improve the gap between what's being said and what's being done. Now, how do we go about closing this gap, you might ask? There's a couple of strategic approaches. Option 1 is to improve the delivery to match the promises. Option number 2 is to adjust those promises based on what is actually being delivered. And option 3 is to bridge that gap, and very important, with transparent communication. I'll also share a couple of implementation tactics. One of them is a cross-functional review of any marketing claims. Another, creating service level agreements between the different teams that you have. Also, you might want to build in some reality checks in your campaign approval process. And then also, you can use HubSpot to track promise to delivery alignment. The key point here is that marketing's job isn't just to generate interest. It's also to set the right expectations that the rest of the company can meet, or even better, exceed. Under promise, over deliver. Now, I want to leave you with a challenge at the end of this video, and I want you to identify one promise in your current marketing campaigns that your business might be struggling with to actually deliver, and then have an honest conversation with the team doing the actual delivery and see if there are certain ways that you can close that gap. Now, I'm curious to hear, can you share in the comments if you've ever experienced this yourself as a customer, where there's a gap between what was promised in marketing and what the actual experience was like? How did that affect your perception of that brand? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye.